What's up, guys? Welcome back to the One Man Startup. Today we're going to finish out our design in Adobe Xd, and then I'm going to show you how to quickly put together a prototype of your app so that you can really click through it and use it as a nice demo both on your computer or on your phone. All right, let's get started. All right, guys, we're right back in it on the home page here. A few updates made to that saving feature. So now you know immediately how much you've saved for your next trip and how much you still need to save for your next trip. And then simply you can just go and type in any number here and hit save, and that'll just change those numbers, or you can just quickly tap an amount and it'll do the same thing. Now, if you are to click on your upcoming trip, like New York, for example, you're now going to get brought to this trip details page, and that's going to be kind of just like our wireframe. You know, you got the city here, the date you're going, and then this is going to give you your daily budget, and this is going to be the total for your trip, and then it'll tell you how many days away you are from your trip. This block here is the same exact block that's right up here, but you can still access it from the details page, and then you'll be able to access the notes as well, and it'll just kind of give you a blurb of the notes, just like the first sentence or two. And then if you click this, it'll go to the full notes page. This will also bring you to the full notes page just from right there. Similarly, on a past trip, it'll be basically the same page, but a few of these blocks are going to be different. So you'll be able to rate your trip after your trip is done. You're also going to be able to see the budget that you set per day. So this is this budget here, $200 per day, and then your actual budget's going to be next to that. And then right below, it's just going to tell you if you're over your budget, under your budget, right on budget. Let me move this real quick so we could see better. The difference here after your trip is done is it's going to show you, instead of saying how much money you've saved, it's going to tell you how much money you've spent. And similarly, you'll be able to update that with the same type of controls here. So instead, you could just type in, 20, or you could click 20, you spent $20 on your trip. You could click, type in 30, and you spent 30. And this block, while you're on a trip, will be updated right here as well on the home page. And the difference in color is kind of probably going to go based on if you're over your budget or under your budget or on track. So this is just an example of a color change, but when we get into code, we'll change that based on the actual budget and based on how much you've actually spent. Let's just drop these back where they were, and that looks good. Next thing we can quickly just look at is the Explore page. For this, you could search, or you could just, there'll be a few options for the best value, and I didn't go ahead and make these any different, but these would obviously be different locations. This would kind of just show you, the average budget of this location, and those are kind of the best values based on what other people on the app have been using. Basically, what other people have used for their actual budget here. That would be kind of like an average of all the users' budget there. And then the more expensive places can be similarly just down here. If you start to search, and if you click search, basically these type of blocks will start showing up as you type, is going to be the idea for that. Then if you were to click on one of these, so if you clicked on that block, you will be brought into like a detail page, and it's just going to have the map, kind of like where the location is. If not the map, then we're either going to use the map, or we're going to use like the picture here. So it depends. But this is an option for the map. If not, it'll be that image. And then basically it'll give you, just the average budget, which is the same information that's right there, and it'll tell you how far away you are from that. So as you can see, these are already becoming like reusable blocks. So this is very similar to this block. We're just going to change slightly what the information is, and by that, it's just going to change the total to be the average. But yeah, so that's basically going to be the Explore page. Pretty simple. The last feature is going to be when you're creating a new trip. And for that, it's just going to go through and be like a little wizard, ask you, where you're going. You could just select one, or you could just start typing, and these will just update, auto-populate type thing. Next, it'll have a this we actually want to have on there. Next, it'll just be a calendar. This is kind of like a placeholder calendar. We'll see what kind of good plugins we have in code, but just it'll be a calendar where you can just select multiple days. That's basically the gist of that. And you'll hit next there. It'll ask you what your budget is, your daily budget is for the trip. If you know it, you can hit that, or you can hit build budget. It'll bring you up here, and you could start, as we talked about before, just typing in the fields, and then it'll calculate a budget. And then if you hit next there, or if you hit next there, it's going to bring you to this page, which will ask you, have you saved any money already? If not, you just hit next. It's already set at 0, or you type in like 50 bucks, however much you've saved. The final page of the create trip will just ask you how you're traveling, and obviously these icons will be different for each one. Then you'll hit done, and it'll just bring you essentially back to not the home page, but to the detail page. So it'll kind of look like this, set up for your new trip. Yeah, so that's kind of the basic outline of how we're going to, of the design for the app. Pretty simple right now, but definitely very valuable that we have this layout. Now, things can obviously be tweaked as we go. If we decide that we want to kind of make things look a little differently, it'll be very easy to update it here in Adobe Xd. But this definitely is a good jumping off point to start coding off of. So we can just start to program the app based on the look of all of these pages, and then kind of update as we go if we decide we want to do that. All right, one other cool thing I want to show you in Adobe Xd is this prototyping tool. So what this is going to do is allow you to interact with the app in more of a real sense for it. So right here, right now, this is set to our home page right now, which we don't want. So simply just click on our home page and click that button. Now this is our home page. And basically what that means is when we hit play up here, this is our home page. It's our entry point to the screen. So now what we want to be able to do is if we click, for instance, if we click on any of these really, we want them to direct us to this page. So a tap from any of those blocks there is going to do a transition to our destination is the before trip page, which is that right there, and we want it to slide right because we want it to slide over to the right. There are a few different ways we could do it. We could do no transition. These are kind of just the effects that it's going to look like. So for now we'll do slide right, but you can play around with that and see which one you like best. So now you can see if we play this again, if we were to click on this like New York, it's going to bring us to that details page. Okay, if you noticed when it slid right, we actually want it to slide to the left. So we want it to slide left because we want it to come in from the right and go to the left. So it slides that way. Once we're on this page, we want to be able to go back to the home page. That's what our navigation can be for. So if we can get into here, let's select the whole block. Yeah, let's select the whole block, move us back there. This time we're going to slide right because we're going back. All right, so quickly so you could see we're here. If we click on this, we go there. Now if we hit home, we're back on home. So that's kind of how you simply can wire up all that stuff. I'm just gonna go ahead and wire up all these. You can take your time with it and get all the links working, but really what it allows you to do is kind of demo this and go through, click on what you would do, and kind of really get a nice feel for the app. Right? I didn't set up any of those back ones, but yeah, definitely you could do all that, click through all the app. Another cool thing on your phone, if you download the Adobe Xd app, you can view your designs right on the app. So if you save your document into the cloud using your Creative Cloud account and open up the app and sign into that, you can view right on your phone the actual design you made. So here it is right here. Looks like we have a slight bug on the home page here. The navigation is not stuck to the bottom, but you can see that you can play around with it on the phone right on your device. This is great because you can really get a real feel for the app and how the app's going to work. So this is definitely valuable. Definitely put it on your phone and test it out that way. Let's quickly fix this issue that we had before with the footer here not being stuck to the bottom. We're still in prototype mode right now, so we need to switch back over to design, and from here we just need to check. From here we just need to check the fixed position when scrolling, and now we should have that fixed to the bottom. All right, great. So now we have our full design set up, and we're ready to start getting into code. So you can, at this point, if you get your prototype all nice and done and get all the links working, really what you should do is show your design to friends and family. Show it to like anyone that you can. Really go. I mean, like as many people as you can show it to would be better. And what you want to do is get them to give you feedback, any kind of feedback. And with that, then you could start updating your design and like you can start seeing what people do like, what they don't like, what's confusing to them. And if something's confusing to them, it's probably confusing to a lot of people. So you want to limit that confusion as much as possible. So definitely the next step is to go out there with your prototype on your phone and just like let people play around with it and click through everything and see what they think, get any type of feedback. If you get any negative feedback from people, that doesn't immediately mean you should change that feature. It's just something to keep note of. And all that feedback together, you'll be able to start seeing some trends of like what people are super confused about, and then maybe change it. Or you'll see what they like already, which is great, always good to hear. So get that feedback and then tweak your designs as needed. In the next video, we're going to jump into code and we're going to start actually developing out the app. But always keep iterating on your design and because this is basically the template of your app. This is what we're going to build off of. So always keep iterating on this and updating it, because it's easier to update it here than it is to update it later in code. All right. Have a great night. Ciao for now.